Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the realms of time, exploring the intricacies of human civilization and the wonders that have shaped our world. Today, we set sail on the majestic voyages of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, a testament to the ingenuity and curiosity of our ancestors. As we delve into the earliest history of these expeditions, let us first marvel at the sheer scale of this undertaking, which would go on to redefine the boundaries of maritime exploration. In the early 15th century, during the Ming Dynasty, China was undergoing a period of remarkable transformation. The year was 1405, and the emperor, Zheng He, had just ascended to the throne, bringing with him a vision of expansion and discovery. It was against this backdrop that Zheng He, a skilled admiral and diplomat, would be entrusted with leading a series of maritime expeditions that would take the Chinese fleet to the shores of India, the Arabian Peninsula, and even the eastern coast of Africa. To understand the origins of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, we must look back to the 13th century, when the Yuan dynasty, founded by Kublai Khan, had established a powerful maritime trade network. The city of Quanzhou, in particular, emerged as a major hub for maritime trade, attracting merchants from all over Asia. The famous Chinese explorer, Marco Polo, who traveled to China during this period, wrote extensively about the thriving maritime trade between China and the Indian Ocean region. As we explore the historical context of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, we find that the Ming dynasty's emphasis on maritime exploration was also driven by a desire to establish diplomatic relationships with neighboring kingdoms. The emperor, Zheng He, sought to expand China's influence in the region and to promote trade and cultural exchange. In 1403, he sent a diplomatic mission to the kingdom of Champa, in present-day Vietnam, which marked the beginning of a new era of Chinese maritime diplomacy. The development of advanced shipbuilding techniques and navigational tools also played a crucial role in the emergence of Zheng He's maritime expeditions. The Chinese had long been skilled shipbuilders, but during the Ming Dynasty, they made significant advances in the design and construction of large ocean-going vessels. The famous treasure ships, which were used by Zheng He on his voyages, were equipped with advanced navigational tools, including the compass, the astrolabe, and the sextant. One of the key figures involved in the development of Zheng He's maritime expeditions was the emperor's trusted advisor, Yan Fu. A skilled diplomat and strategist, Yan Fu played a crucial role in shaping the Ming dynasty's maritime policy and was instrumental in convincing the emperor to support Zheng He's voyages. As we delve deeper into the historical context of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, we find ourselves in the bustling port city of Nanjing, where the treasure ships were constructed. The city was a hub of activity, with shipbuilders, sailors, and merchants from all over China gathering to prepare for the upcoming voyages. The air was thick with the smell of wood and tar, as the sound of hammers ringing against metal filled the air. The earliest history of Zheng He's maritime expeditions is a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Chinese people during this period. As we explore the origins of these expeditions, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new era of exploration and discovery. The stage is set for the grand voyages that will take the Chinese fleet to the shores of India, the Arabian Peninsula, and even the eastern coast of Africa. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the majestic voyages of Zheng He's maritime expeditions. It was during this period, from 1405 to 1433, that Zheng He's maritime expeditions reached their zenith. The Chinese fleet, consisting of over 300 ships and more than 27,000 crew members, set sail on 7 separate voyages, each one a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Chinese people. These voyages were not just simple trading missions, but complex diplomatic endeavors that aimed to establish China as a major world power. One of the most significant aspects of Zheng He's maritime expeditions during this period was their impact on international trade. The Chinese fleet brought with them exotic goods such as silk, porcelain, and tea, which were highly sought after by merchants in India, the Middle East, and Africa. In return, they received valuable commodities like spices, precious stones, and ivory, which helped to stimulate the Chinese economy. The cultural exchange that took place during these voyages was also profound. Chinese diplomats, scholars, and artists traveled with the fleet, sharing their knowledge and expertise with foreign leaders and merchants. The famous Chinese explorer, Ma Huan, who accompanied Zheng He on several of his voyages, wrote extensively about the customs and traditions of the countries they visited, providing valuable insights into the cultures of the time. The technological advancements that made these voyages possible were also noteworthy. The treasure ships, which were designed by the Chinese shipbuilder, Pu Jin, were marvels of engineering. With their advanced hull designs, sophisticated navigational systems, and impressive cargo capacities. The use of the compass, astrolabe, and sextant allowed the Chinese to navigate the open seas with unprecedented accuracy, opening up new trade routes and facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas. As we explore this period in greater detail, we find ourselves in the midst of a vibrant and dynamic world, where merchants, diplomats, and scholars from all over Asia and beyond came together to shape the course of history. The city of Calicut, on the southwest coast of India, was a major hub of trade during this time, with merchants from China, Arabia, and Europe gathering to exchange goods and ideas. The diplomatic achievements of Zheng He's maritime expeditions during this period were also significant. The Chinese fleet established formal diplomatic relations with several countries, including India, Persia, and Egypt, and played a key role in promoting peace and stability in the region. The famous Chinese diplomat, Hong Bao, who accompanied Zheng He on his fourth voyage, negotiated a landmark trade agreement with the ruler of Malacca, which helped to establish China as a major trading power in Southeast Asia. The grand voyages of the Chinese fleet have opened up new trade routes, facilitated cultural exchange, and established China as a major world power. But as we look to the future, we also see the seeds of decline being sown. The costs of these expeditions were enormous, and the strain on the Chinese economy was beginning to show. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we conclude our journey through the majestic voyages of Zheng He's maritime expeditions. The seventh and final voyage of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, which took place from 1431 to 1433, marked the beginning of the end of this remarkable era. The strain on the Chinese economy was evident, with the construction of new ships and the maintenance of existing ones becoming increasingly costly. The Ming dynasty, which had sponsored these expeditions, began to reassess its priorities, and the focus shifted from maritime exploration to domestic concerns. One of the primary factors contributing to the decline of Zheng He's maritime expeditions was the rise of the eunuch faction at court. The eunuchs, who had long been a powerful force in Chinese politics, began to exert their influence over the Ming emperor, urging him to abandon the expensive and ambitious maritime expeditions. They argued that the costs were too high, and that the benefits did not justify the expenditure. As the eunuch faction gained power, Zheng He's influence began to wane. The great admiral, who had once been a favorite of the emperor, found himself increasingly marginalized. His final voyage was marked by a series of unfortunate events, including the death of his closest friend and advisor, Wang Jinghong. The loss of this trusted companion was a devastating blow to Zheng He, and it marked the beginning of the end of his remarkable career. Despite the decline of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, their legacy endured. The voyages had opened up new trade routes, facilitated cultural exchange, and established China as a major world power. The technological advancements that had made these voyages possible, including the development of the treasure ships and the use of advanced navigational systems, continued to influence maritime exploration for centuries to come. The impact of Zheng He's maritime expeditions on international relations was also profound. The diplomatic relationships established during these voyages helped to promote peace and stability in the region, and pave the way for future trade agreements and cultural exchanges. The famous Chinese diplomat, Han Bao, who had accompanied Zheng He on his fourth voyage, went on to play a key role in negotiating a landmark trade agreement with the ruler of Malacca, which helped to establish China as a major trading power in Southeast Asia. As we reflect on the decline and legacy of Zheng He's maritime expeditions, we are reminded that even the greatest achievements are not immune to the forces of change and transformation. The winds of history are constantly shifting, and it is up to us to navigate these changes with wisdom and foresight. As the Chinese proverb says, the wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. In conclusion, our journey through the majestic voyages of Zheng He's maritime expeditions has come to an end. We have witnessed the rise and fall of a remarkable era in Chinese history, and have seen firsthand the profound impact that these voyages had on the course of human history. As we bid farewell to this fascinating period, we are reminded of the enduring power of exploration, diplomacy, and cultural exchange to shape our world and inspire future generations. The horizon beckons with promise and mystery, and it is up to us to chart our own course, guided by the wisdom of the past and the possibilities of the future. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history with Herodotus. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.